ChatGPT gets an update and can now read your apps. Welcome back to the AI Daily Brief Headlines Edition, all the daily AI news you need in around 5 minutes. We kick off today with an update from OpenAI where ChatGPT can now read directly from certain other apps. ChatGPT's desktop app for Mac OS can now read from a handful of leading developer-focused coding applications including VS Code, Xcode, TextEdit, Terminal, and Item 2. What this means practically is that developers no longer need to copy and paste their code into ChatGPT while using it as a coding copilot. Instead, when this new Work with Apps feature is enabled, the section of code you're working on will be automatically sent as context alongside your prompt. ChatGPT won't be able to write code directly into a developer app like Cursor or GitHub Copilot can, but the feature is more about building a test case for more general applications of this capability. OpenAI said the ability to understand other apps is a key building block towards creating agentic systems. The feature is drawing from Apple's Accessibility API to read and translate the screen. This means the technique will only work with text-based apps. However, it also avoids using visual-based inputs, which are prohibitively expensive for heavy use. Still, the feature sends up to 200 lines of code as context, so it's going to be using a lot of tokens. It's unclear at this stage how OpenAI plans to make the feature compatible with apps that don't work with Apple's screen reader. We've seen Anthropic go all the way in the other direction, using an approach that takes constant screenshots for context rather than relying on APIs. OpenAI desktop product lead Alexander Ambiricos said, "This isn't meant to be an agent. It's a way to collaborate with coding tools to start, and there will be more tools coming soon. On the side of agents, I think this is a really key building block. This idea that ChatGPT understands or can work with all the content that you have so it can help with it." The feature is already available to Plus and Teams users and rolling out to enterprise and education tiers in the next few weeks. Next up, the latest from Elon and Xai. We had heard previously that they were raising up to $6 billion, but we've gotten some new details. The latest reports suggest that that's happening at a $50 billion valuation and could close as early as next week. CNBC suggests that it's going to be a combination of $5 billion from sovereign funds in the Middle East and $1 billion from other investors. Now, of course, most of this is going to end up in Jensen Huang's pocket because the money is going to be used to acquire 100,000 NVIDIA chips, according to CNBC's sources. We'll keep an eye out to see if this deal actually closes. Speaking of data, consulting firm Gartner has warned that the AI energy crisis could arrive as soon as 2027. In a new report, the firm said that power shortages would restrict 40% of AI data centers within a few years. Bob Johnson, VP analyst at Gartner, said, "The explosive growth of new hyperscale data centers to implement Gen AI is creating an insatiable demand for power that will exceed the ability of utility providers to expand their capacity fast enough. In turn, this threatens to disrupt energy availability and lead to shortages, which will limit the growth of new data centers for Gen AI and other uses from 2026. Gartner said that new servers last year required 195 terawatt hours of electricity, which is as much as 18 million US households. By 2027, they believe that just the new facilities will demand 500 terawatt hours. And this, my friends, is why, of course, all of the big AI labs are so focused on energy and energy solutions. Over in the world of staffing moves, prominent AI developer François Chollet is leaving Google after close to a decade at the company. He is credited for creating Keras, a high-level open-source API for creating AI models for tackling machine learning tasks. The platform boasts over 2 million users and underpins several high-profile products, including Waymo's self-driving algorithm, as well as the recommendation engines for YouTube, Netflix, and Spotify. In a post on X, he said, "I'm very grateful for my decade at Google. In that time span, deep learning went from a niche academic topic to a massive industry employing millions. Keras went from a small library used by a few thousand enthusiasts to a state-of-the-art framework used by 2 million developers." Chalet says he plans to, quote, "go start a new company with a friend," but didn't give any further details. Aside from Keras, Chalet published the abstraction and reasoning corpus for AGI in 2019. The ARC AGI benchmark, which by the way features prominently in today's main episode, measures the ability of AI systems to solve novel reasoning problems and is viewed as one of the most recognizable signposts that a model has achieved true AGI. This year, in collaboration with others, he launched the ARC Prize, awarding $1 million to the first team to achieve 85% on this benchmark. The prize remains unwon, with the closest score coming in at 42%. Chalet has also taken a firm view on the scaling issue that has recently returned to prominence. He has often argued that the current approach to feeding ever more data and compute resources to train models is unlikely to achieve an AI that's as smart as humans. Instead, he believes that methods that involve reasoning in ways are more likely to yield results. That's going to do it for today's AI Daily Brief Headlines Edition. Next up, the main episode.